Hi, I'm Chad Carnahan. You know, a lot of folks are talking about Texas State Representative Angie Button right now, and there's a reason. Angie, who of course represents the northern and eastern suburbs of Dallas County, is about to vote on who will be the Speaker of the Texas House. And she'll either stand with Dustin Burrows, who represents the Republican elites and the Democrats, or she'll stand with David Cook, who pretty much represents the rest of us. And in order to understand the significance of this, let's spend a minute talking about the Speaker of the House and why it's so important. Texas, along with California, has the largest budget of any state by far. It's about $320 billion. Now, that massive amount of money is administered by 34 committees in the Texas House. And those committees have tremendous importance over the jurisdiction of everything that affects you, whether it's crime or education or taxes, you name it. Every one of those 34 chairmen is appointed by the Speaker of the House. And more than that, half of the composition of every committee is appointed by the Speaker of the House. His control and influence over the House and how that vast sum of money is spent is immense. Okay, now the other thing to understand is how parties have changed in the last few years. You know, the Republicans are not so much the rich businessmen anymore. They're much more ethnic, they're much more middle class, they're much more blue collar than they've ever been before. Well, the Democrats have changed too. They're not really the party of the common man anymore. They're much more elitist, they're much more woke, they're much more wealthy. And so this has fed a fundamental change in what happens in state government. The MAGA folks, the Make America Great Again folks, have taken over the Republican Party, and in the process they've pushed out the old establishment Republican Guard, which tends to be wealthy, and we call them the elites for lack of a better word. And so those folks, they want to maintain their influence and their impact over that massive sum of money in the state budget. And so in order to do it, they formed a coalition with Democrats. Okay? Can't get all of what they want, but they can get a lot of it. And so here's how it works. There are 150 representatives in the Texas House. So to become Speaker, you need 75, that's 50%, plus 1, 76. And there are not enough Democrats. We're a majority Republican legislature. However, if the Republican Guard, the Republican elites, can peel off a handful of Republicans and persuade them with money and power to vote with the Democrats, then they can get to the 50% majority that they need in order to control the House. And that's the way things have been for the last 15 years now. This coalition of elitist Republicans and Democrats have run the House very often in opposition to the best interest of the majority of Americans. Majority of Texans, who are Americans, of course. So anyway, all this brings us back to Angie Button. Now, Angie is a fundraising monster. She has raised $7.5 million since 2015. There's only 2 people in the House or the Texas Senate who have raised as much money or more money than Angie. She gets a lot of money because of the committee chairmanship that she has. And so she is very much a donor representative right now. She's not done the best job of representing the district. So Angie's going to make a decision next week. She's either going to vote for Dustin Burrows as Speaker, which means she's thrown in with her donors. She's thrown in with the Republican elites and the Democrats. Or she's going to vote for David Cook to be the Speaker, which means she's chosen to represent her district rather than to continue to serve the donor class. And how she votes is going to tell us exactly what kind of representative we've got. We're either going to know that we're not representative, we're represented, or we're going to know that we've got a representative that stands with us and that we can embrace. Now, here's how to reach Angie. Give her a call, 24/7. The number's there. And do it now. The vote's next week. All right? God bless. Take care. See you soon.